I know I'm skipping past Crocodile and Mega Gallade, but Gourgeist will be the final EX deck from Chaos Rising I play before dipping my toes all the way into single prize decks like the Hot Fox and Naughty Chest. The best thing I can say about Gourgeist is it has a really nice hairdo. Also, it's more playable than 85% of the other Chaos Rising cards. For a single Psychic, Gourgeist EX does just 30 base damage. But for each of your bench Pokemon with a damage counter on them, that's up by 50 for a maximum of 280. The easiest way to accomplish this is with Risky Ruins plus Telepathic Psychic. I'm just extremely concerned about having Pumpkaboo with only 40 HP left on the bench. Another way to plump up Gourgeist damage is Froslass Munkidori. Telepathic can bench the monkeys who take damage from Risky Ruins, but if you can't get it up, Froslass saves the day. This way you can still get counters on your ability Pokemon like Munkidori. Additionally, we have the new Phantump. Provided Trevenant is in your hand, you can immediately evolve the Phantump at any point past your first turn, placing 2 damage counters on it. Unfortunately, the Trevenant requires 2 Psychic to do anything useful, which means Wondrous Patch is basically a must. Despite the fact that Gourgeist seemingly has a good matchup against Dragapult and will never lose to Lucario, you'll find yourself dealing 180 damage far too regularly, which is more horrifying than watching Ronda Rousey fight in 2026. As tempted as I am to use Colress here, because we know PTCGL is going to screw me over. You know what? I am going to use Colress. You know what? I retract my statement. I'm going to use Colress right here. I feel like I kind of have to, because there's a chancey they're stuck. Like my steps, there's a chancey they're completely stuck right now. But I feel like I need like double Pumpkaboo just to stand a chance right now. But I also have double Kadabra. So, yeah. This is awkward. I just have to hope they got nothing. How am I going to win this game? Hope they got nothing. Because if I'd chosen to go second, I think there's no doubt that I win this game. I think Gwen Stefani would be like, yeah, you got this game, Pilot. But because I made the stupid decision to go first, then we're going to lose. And if you're wondering what does Strange Timepiece do in this deck, you play 4/4 2-line of Alakazam. So you evolve one of your Kadabra into Alakazam, devolve it, then re-evolve. Or you can use that wacky strategy I talked about in the new decks video, where if you start this Abra, you can shuffle it into your deck, or sorry, you can evolve into a Kadabra, draw 2, and then Strange Timepiece until, ah, crap. Well, if they have Munkidori Darkness Energy, I'm kind of screwed. If they have Munkidori Darkness Energy, we're kind of screwed. All right, as long as they don't have a Darkness Energy, I'm happy. If they're just an SOB, I'm a happy Pilot, because I can very easily win this game now. Oh, they got nothing. You just got piloted directly into the ground, bro. Okay, that's bad, but I mean, I'm probably going to be giving up a bunch of prizes here. But it looks like my win condition is going to be Alakazam KOing the Starmie, right? Because I'll knock out the Ogre crap this turn. We'll knock out the Ogerpon this turn. Just need a Gourgeist. That's it. Easiest thing in the world. Nope, just need a Gourgeist, PTCGO. Just, you know that big pumpkin? Just need one of those. Thank you. All right, so that's going to go there. And then... oh, I don't want to touch them ghostily. I just want to definitely take the knockout. The question is, do I risk it here? Because that Froslass is going to be a bit of a problem, and they can just absolutely blow my butt out right now. But I think it just has to be Pumpkaboo and then hope. Yeah, so the Strange Timepiece I can use next turn. Ooh, that's actually really spicy. I can use the Strange Timepiece to clear the Abra off the board if I ever need to. I mean, it's probably never going to come to that situation. But yeah, the Froslass, if this is a baby Froslass, that's a massive problem for us. If it's a Mega Froslass, that's actually totally fine, because I can just go Kadabra, Hilda, draw a bajillion cards. I can use Strange Timepiece to get, like 7,000 cards. So this is one of the 3 versions. The 3 versions I was most excited about. All right, well, the Abra, I'm sorry, bro. Abra, you are too pretty for this world, Abra. Let that be a lesson to everyone watching this. Never wear a bra. And also, maybe you should grab the 50 hit point Abra when you have a chance. But the 3 versions I was most excited for were Trevenant, Alakazam, and then obviously Froslass Monkey Dory. I played the Trevenant build for an hour, and you're probably thinking to yourself, but boy, where's the Trevenant build with the deck? My feet are too dry. They need to be wetted by your expert gameplay with the tree. I got morning wood. Get it? Because like the MOUR, morning wood, Trevenant, get it? But the problem is I play, oh God. Yeah, this is basically what it's been like, right? I want to play games. I want to have fun, but PTCGL's not letting me. All right, so I guess that'll be a Hilda for Alakazam Legacy Energy. Let's go Alakazam to draw 3. And then do I touch them ghostily? Is that what I should do right now? Press 1 if you want me to touch them like I'm a ghost. Ooh, spooky. Okay, so let's go for Abra. And then I guess also Patrat, because Patrat kind of ruins their life too. And then, yeah, let's go Strange Timepiece, the Alakazam. Oh, I've never seen this before. I guess I've never tried to devolve a stage 2. That's a very weird way of doing it, isn't it? Oh, and it rearranges your bench, even better. And it rearranges your bench, even awesomer. All right, well, let's put the Patrat down, I guess. And then I will Legacy Energy because it's funny. And then somehow I did not get a Gourgeist. That's fine. We're going to Ghostly Touch. And we got rid of their water. Oh, what are you doing, step bro? Ah, man. But this is, if this is in the YouTube video, it's because it was a cursed stream, right? I played this for an hour. I faced 3 Dragapult decks in a row. The first Dragapult player rage quit, holding us hostage. The second one, I didn't see a playable card for 5 turns, so I lost. And then the third game, I unfair stamped me into 5 unplayable cards when I needed a single energy to win. And I gave them 2 cards, and they ended up taking a 4 prize turn off of those 2 cards because PTCGL is a fun game. And I don't think they realized that I just won because Legacy Energy doesn't stop damage counters. So Legacy Energy is... Oh, you can suck my butt, bro. Okay, Vince. All right. I see how it is, Vince. I see how it is. Okay. Well, they don't actually knock out my active, though. Right? The Gourgeist is surviving. And then I can draw a bunch of cards. I can... Yeah, then I just set up the Starmie, right? I just set up the Starmie for KO, and that's it. So it's a little awkward that they got what they needed, but I'm in a pretty decent spot. It would be a shame if somebody got red carded in return. All right, let's draw 3. Ooh, cards I didn't need. Great. So I don't have Patrat, which means if I hit into them, that's bad. I also... I don't think this is a boss's turn. Something's telling me this is not a boss's turn. I guess I just go for Pumpkaboo. Oh, this is so awkward because if I go for the Abra, they just knock it out. Even though I have a Kadabra in my hand. So I think I just go for Pumpkaboo, let them knock it out. And then, yeah, there's Risty Ruins. And then, yeah, I guess it's just Horrifying Rondo. And then if I get an energy, I win. Right? If I just get any energy, I have, I think, 3 energy in deck. So if I get Meowth, I win because that'll be a Hilda. Okay, that's fine. Wait, no, what are you doing? Interesting. So are they going to try to knock out, are they going to double pump? Are they about to double pump right here? Because I can take the knockout. So I can special red card, take the knockout, and then they'll have a 2-card hand. So this is fine. And I'm also still in the same spot. But yeah, if I don't win next turn, I probably lose the game. because they played this. They were playing Possum, and there's no Possum Pokemon as we figured out. There's no Possum Pokemon. But yeah, Vince, you played Possum, you got me. This is going in the YouTube video because I like it when people pump me and blow me. No, with the legacy energy, the damn legacy energy. So I still think I win because I have legacy energy. I just need to. We can do this. There's a telepathetic. I just won, right? Yes. Yes. Trust your pilot is the goat. Because, you know, I could go the long way and pretend it's corn, but I just win. No, we've been over this, Zeus. Zam is Zamazenta. Zam is... Okay, thank you. Sure, whatever. Zam is Zamazenta, okay? Mr. Spoony is Alakazam. You know, Zamazenta was a Pokemon before Alakazam became unbanned from, like, the Pokemon trading card game for the most part, okay? And there you go. See, Alakazam with Gourgeist, that is the combo. I think it's just because you need card draw. You can't really play to Dunsparce, because if you Risky Ruins a Dunsparce, it just gets bodied by Dragapult. So in my testing, I didn't want the Alakazam pairing to be the best one, but you're kind of seeing why this is pretty good is because you can touch them and you can make a pottery statue. Just remember, it's a vase, okay? I'm making a vase. We are jumping right into the action because I'm about to knock out this Monkey Dory. I have a plan, okay? It's not a very good one, but I have a plan, and that's all that matters. I don't know why they're emoting, but they clearly don't know that Trust Your Pilot is the GOAT. This is part of the strategy with the deck. I mean, part of the strategy is that you're supposed to find one of your Frisky Ruins, but they don't realize that I can beat myself off. I have been practicing for years for this moment to beat myself off. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing left to do. Okay, hang on. I'm taking one prize. Even if they have Mega Froslass, that's okay. So I don't think I do anything, right? I don't think I do. Oh, we hit a bosses. See, sometimes it's fun to touch people with like a ghost. Please don't concede, okay? Please do not concede because I need to beat you off. The YouTube audience demands it. This was always going to be a YouTube game. Win, lose, or draw. Okay, this is great. They had to Petrol for a Lily's last turn, so we knew they had a card. I'm just glad they played it, and they didn't immediately concede. They're about to concede. I'm glad they didn't immediately concede, and they're going to concede. Okay, they continue. Okay. If they emote one more time, I'm muting them. Mega Froslass? I win this game then, right? I know they have, you know, Mega Froslass. That's okay. Because, oh, this is great. So you would, Kai should let the Froslass take a hit. The problem with Kai's strategy is that Kai probably doesn't know that I am him. But even if Kai does that, I'm just going to, you know, poke a gear and hope for a bosses. And Resentful Refrain. Okay, so that's great. I don't think I can knock out the Mega Froslass this turn because the Froslass and the Pumpkaboo would have to be damaged. That's unfortunate. Okay. If I go Crispin here, I can touch them ghostily. And that's fine. I mean, I think I do that. Right? I put the darkness onto a monkey. Oh. Screwed that one up. All right, so let's go darkness energy there. And then, yeah, let's go. I'm not doing enough. I think I go after their hand here. Right, because if I thin, because they're going to do 100, no matter what, my Gourgeist is getting knocked out, even if I play the Pokegear. What I have to hope is that they don't have a darkness energy in their hand. Oh. As long as they don't have a darkness energy in hand, then we're fine. If they have a darkness energy, then I lose Gourgeist and I lose Pumpkaboo. So obviously I took a little bit of a risk here. But, you know, you leave your opponent with a one-card hand. You just have to assume you're not going to get your butt blown out. You know, your butt should be protected at all times. You're not expecting it to get just absolutely blown out. But let me guess, they had a Lily's or something left over. And then I got completely screwed over by PDCGL. Okay, but that is how the last 2+ hours has been going, is that PDCGL has just been kind of giving it to me hard. Luckily, we're going to win. I can guarantee a win here. No, Super Smash Kart, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your privileges. All right, so Hilda is exactly what I needed here. I go Hilda for Gourgeist. We take the KO. This is a pretty easy win. So this deck can beat Froslass, Mega Froslass, Starmie, Monkey Dory. Okay? We have learned that it can beat that, but it can't beat Dragapult somehow. You know, Dragapult, doesn't even matter what you're playing. You cannot beat off a Dragapult player. That is not allowed. All right, and then if I go... Yeah, if I put the Pumpkaboo into play, that's fine, because even if they take a 3-prize turn, they can't. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and then... Oh, I made an oopsie. Trust your pilot made an oopsie. But that's fine. That's fine, because we're not taking a knockout, and that's actually what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's what you don't understand, is I didn't want to do that. I want to go the slow... I want to slow roll them. Okay, I want to slow roll them. That was all part of the plan. Okay, because now they can't heal the Froslass, they have to heal their Monkey Dories. So even if they think they're smarter than me, see, that was actually a brilliant stratagem by yours truly. You think, you know, you're small-minded. You know, you don't see the grand vision. You know, you're like Wanda Maximoff. You don't see the vision anymore, even though he's getting his own TV show and he's going on a quest. Yeah, big brain play. Okay, so they can't heal the Froslass. If they do heal the Froslass, they're just giving me free prizes on the Monkey Dory. And obviously I thin my hand. It's so easy to play around a Mega Froslass. It's like, oh, what if I just have a small hand? It's like, I'm gonna punish you for having a big hand. What if I have a small hand? Then I lose. The opponent has taken the coward's way out and gone for my Pumpkaboo. They have left a very beefy Gourgeist that's gonna have very little damage on it. And then I can not... Are you sure about that, Kai? You know, the Supreme Kai would not approve of this. Because now I can just knock out everybody. Now I can just knock out your Mega Froslass with Monkey Dory Pings. See, I told you. If they are greedy, you know, like they couldn't do anything. They couldn't heal a... Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, PDCGL. Sure. And then let's go Crispin, because I want to touch them ghostily. I want to touch them verily. And then doesn't matter what I do. We go Darkness Energy on this guy. This is how the deck is supposed to work. If you don't face freaking Dragapult, the deck is great. All right, and then we want to heal the more damaged monkeys. And yeah, I think I want to fully heal the monkeys because they have to pass the damage from their monkeys somewhere. And I'm just in a situation where I can load up on a monkey. I can blow my load up on a monkey. All right, so there we go. Adrenabrain. And yeah, I'll just put it on this guy. And then we go Ghostly Touch. I am so happy we are able to play a game where things worked. Most of the games I played today, the deck just didn't work. You know, see, like the Risky Ruins. I didn't find Risky Ruins like at all this game, but I was still able to just squeak by with just enough of the right cards to win. Now, imagine if I didn't have that turn one, whatever it was. Imagine if I didn't have that turn one, whatever the hell card I played. Right? Imagine if I prized my Meowth or my Pokegear didn't hit. I think that was this game, right? No, that was not this game. There was a game where I prized Meowth, and then I had to Ultra Ball for Meowth, and it was back-to-back Zoroark games, and that's not a great matchup, despite me saying earlier that it's a fine matchup because they can just draw more cards. But that's GG. I don't know why they're still playing. But Kai, you call me a cobra because you just got bit? I don't know. I haven't watched the show. Does that make any sort of sense? And they use nah. And they use nah. You know what I say to that? Nah, bro. And you're seeing what I said in my new decks video about how you're only ever going to have one Froslass. This is not a Froslass Monkey Dory deck. The Froslass is just here to build up more damage because Gourgeist does come up short of a lot of KOs because it maxes out at 280. It's just, this matchup really showed you that Risky Ruins, you kind of need Risky Ruins because that's how you damage your Snow Run. It's just the deck, it's so flimsy. I've lost pretty much every game to Dragapult. I've lost almost every game to Zoroark. Those have been half the games. If I just faced more Lucario or more Mega Froslass or more Mega Starmie, then my win rate would be a lot better. But it's been a lot of Dragapult, which is, yes, a negative matchup, and a lot of Zoroark, which is a negative matchup. Okay, I was going to say I have good news and I have bad news, YouTube audience. The good news is that my opponent did nothing, but they did do something. They went and got a Charge Cadet. They did seem to have to burn it down like their Nickelback, though, which is really good for us. You know, down a Night Stretcher. They're only down 5. Okay. And I have an unplayable hand. Fantastic. And everything was going great until I didn't get an unplayable hand. Or until I didn't get a playable hand. All right, so... Okay, I was worried there was no Bronzor. All right, so let's go for Snorunt. And then we do the thing. I have to go Telepathic into this. Oh, man, I really got to do it this way. This is unfortunate. And then we go Monkey Dory, Bronzor. And do I really? Nah, Heart of the Cards, baby. Heart of the Cards all day. All right, so we got a Froslass. I have a Bronzong in my hand that I can't use because that's not going to work that way. All right, so let's just go end turn. But Ceruledge would be a fun matchup if I had playable cards in my hand. But, oh, and they had the Ceruledge. Let me guess, they also have a Fire Energy. Yep, fighting and then fire, and that's cool. But I can hit into the Ceruledge, and that'll be bad for us. I can hit into Ceruledge. I have the Froslass, so the Lunatone and the Drillbur will hopefully die at some point. Oh, they're giving me a Drillbur? Okay. Even when things are going bad, they're going well. So if all they do this turn is Cosmic Beam, right? I assume they have like a Carmine or something because their luck is better than mine. Prism Tower is good. Yep, they got it. Oh, God. All right, well, they're going to get Air Balloon Fire Energy, and then I'm going to hate life. But how's that different than any other day? We will get the Pumpkin. I was going for the Bronzor because I thought, oh, they had a 2 or 3 card hand. So there's a chance I can just, I can lock them out of the game by playing Evolution Jammer. But right now, I can do a ton of damage to this Ceruledge. I just have to, unfortunately, bench somebody I don't want to. Right, because I can Mist Energy, I can do the thing. They have overplayed their hand, literally. This will be 2 free prizes on the double Drillbur. Hopefully I can knock out the Lunatone. The problem is if they have an Air Balloon, we're screwed. Okay, we have a Chansey. We have the slightest of Chanseys. What the hell is that? Okay, that's fine. I do that. I have to believe. Everyone, press 1 if you believe in the Heart of the Cards. Press 1 if you believe. Technically, that's good, right? Technically, that was good. Technically, that got us something. All right, so I can do big damage to the Ceruledge. The question is, like, I could retreat and do something, but I think I just have to put as much damage on the Ceruledge. Let this guy take a hit. Because we can't assume they don't have it like that. I'm just going to have to try and take multiple prizes on the Drillbur and the Lunatone. And then just kind of hope, right? We're living off our top deck. I Prism Towered. We believed in the Heart of the Cards and we got punished. But I'm like a Darkness Energy away from doing something. I'm a Psychic Energy away from doing something. We're very close to doing the thing. And that's fine because I was always planning on knocking this out with Monkey Dory anyway. All right, there's Abysmal Flames. That's okay. I'm going to Badoo. And I'm going to Bwin. And they need to beware. All right, so if I just get like a Darkness Energy, I win. That's a Monkey. Okay. We're still, I could have saved that Monkey for a Prism Tower play next turn with my top deck. but I'm going to have to sacrifice the Bronzong. They're going to be at 2 prizes before I do anything. We're still good. We're still good. They're going for the Froslass, aren't they? Oh, man. Okay. Oh, they're going for the Bronzong. Wait, I was going to give you the Bronzong next turn just to let it die. Joke's on you. I was going to give you the Bronzong next turn. If they knock out the Froslass, they win the game. Maybe they took mercy on me. Maybe they were like that Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson movie that nobody saw this year. They took mercy on me. Okay. Again, we're just like a playable card away from winning the game. It is so simple. Just have a playable card, win the game. It is the simplest strategy in the world, and we can't even do that. Okay. We are fine. We're going to go Badoo. We're going to get Endorse. Do you endorse this deck? We're going to get a Darkness Energy, and then I'm going to win. That is the guarantee. No. No. Bad PDCGL. Bad PDCGL. All right, we're going to have the greatest comeback in history. You're not going to believe the comeback. We're going to give them the, I guess, the more damaged Monkey Dory. Because they're not going to think, oh no, my pumpkin can't even do it. I got to go back to Trevenant. I'm leaving myself a note. Maybe I got to include one of the other games in here, one of the losses. Oh my God. Okay, they figured it out. All right, well, I can still win if I get a playable card, right? Right? I can still win if I get a playable card. Definitely, right? Totally, right? We're still just a playable card away from winning the game. The simplest thing you've ever seen. You know, we have a 1 in 35 chance of winning. I like those odds. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. 1 second here. Things are happening. Okay, so if I go, I need Hilda for Froslass though, right? I need Hilda for Froslass for sure. All right, so that'll be Froslass, Telepathic, and then Froslass down. This is insane. Did I just win this game? Am I the greatest PDCGL player in history? Yes, I am. All right, so Adrenabrain. I knock out the Ceruledge because I'm edging right now. I needed to do that to bypass the Legacy Energy. Okay, that's a Pokepad. That's useful? That's useful, question mark? All right, Pokepad. If I have another Monkey Dory, I think I have to take it here. Okay, Monkey Dory, Monkey C, Monkey Dory. And yeah, they can Zoroark and take the KO. And I think I have to let them, right? I have to, because what am I doing next turn? I'm obviously attacking with Gourgeist next turn. Yeah, I guess it's just Itchy Pollen and Hope. No, because they can knock it out, right? There's no way they're going to boss 3 turns in a row, right? I'm knocking out double Drillbur, and then I can maybe do something. Like I can't, evolve. If I evolve, they just win the game, right? That is 100% guaranteed. They just win the game. But I think I win the game now if I Crispin, right? If I Crispin, I win the game. Because that's 2 prizes on the Drillbur, that's a prize on the Zoroark, and that's a prize on the Lunatone. I was going to say, I don't even need to do anything, and I just win. Oh my God, I'm the best PDC. This is terrible. These games have been terrible, and I hate my life, and I hate this deck. But the Trevenant build is kind of fun, and when this deck works, it can be kind of okay. The problem is that the deck just never worked. It just never worked for me, right? Like, I see how this can work. It's just I face Dragapult, which apparently is a bad matchup. I face 3 Zoroark, bad matchup. I face, the Lopunny Wally's Compassion deck, and this deck tops out at 280. So maybe you do want to try a Maximum Belt build for the Mega Lopunny. That would have helped a long time ago. Maybe you can help against the Mega Lopunny deck, against the Froslass Wally's Compassion deck. I didn't even play Risky Ruins and I won that game. And yeah, so don't try the Bronzong deck. You know, the Alakazam one, that one's really good. I just faced, of course, I faced a Mega Lopunny deck that had all the things, but I told you, YouTube audience, this is going to be in the YouTube video no matter what. And it's not like I cherry-picked that game or anything. All right, I don't really know how I'm supposed to win this game, but I can still believe in the heart of the cards, can I? All right, we have the Shaman. That's great. I have the Phantump. I really wish I had a way to do anything, but I kind of just have to sacrifice the Pumpkaboo, I guess. But the reason that I'm attaching to the active Pumpkaboo is what if I get a playable card? Right? What if I get a playable card off the top of my deck and it's a Gourgeist? Right? What if I get a Lilies or a Hilda or just something playable? Then I can do 140 to the Kangaskhan and set it up for a knockout later. I can also use Trevenant to take the KO, but I'm literally in a situation where I want them to, you know, beat me off a little bit. You know, just a little bit to activate Unfair Stamp. And you're probably wondering, but Toilet, why didn't you go and get the Shaman? Because I don't want them to know that I have the Shaman. I want them to be under the assumption that Shaman does not exist in this deck. Okay, well, they're doing all the right things because then they're going to play this a little bit differently, right? They're not going to focus on going after the Shaman. They're just going to, they're going to bench lock themselves. They're going to go for a Smoochum if they have one. They're going to retreat into the Smoochum. They're going to attach 2 to a, oh. Okay. Well, I have to put it into play. That is non-negotiable. So that has to go down. This is kind of unfortunate. And then I think, I mean, I don't need to do too much here, but I have to put Pumpkaboo down as well. And then I think I have to Pokepad for, oh, I guess just another Phantump. That feels so bad though. And they're going to have Metagross. So yeah, the Unfair Stamp is going to have to come in clutch here for us. I think I just go for the Phantump because this is like guaranteed damage. And then, believe it or not, the 20 damage from the Stampede might have helped if I had a Risky Ruins, but of course I don't have one of those. But you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find Risky Ruins in a deck that has 4 Risky Ruins and multiple Colress and multiple Pokegear. It seems like it's almost impossible. But I'm in a situation where I need to evolve this Pumpkaboo and find 2 Trevenant, I think. I could have gone for the Emolga and guaranteed that I just damaged my entire bench, but then I'd be down 2 prizes against the Slowking deck, and they have access to Metagross. So I know it was a little riskier than maybe it should have been, but I'm going to get my butt blown out, right? I don't want to get my butt blown out too early. I want them to have to work for it a little bit. So this should just be, well, they have to lose somebody. Maybe they'll get rid of a Slowking. Technically, getting rid of a Slowking isn't the dumbest thing in the world right now. And I was wrong about, oh, they have to lose all energy. I was wrong about the Cypher Maniac. You just get 2 cards and yeah, you do the thing. So yeah, I was slightly incorrect about the Slowking. But that's the funny thing is they have to get rid of somebody to knock out everybody on my side of the field. So we have a slight chancey. They'll put the 1 energy back. They will need Wondrous Patch. And, I mean, me knocking out the Slowking kind of helps. Ooh, there's a Telepathetic Energy. Unfortunately, I'm never going to find a Risky Ruins, am I? Risky Ruins just doesn't exist in this deck. All right, so Pumpkaboo. I'm going to have a bunch of Phantump. Oh, we have... Oh, this is the Mystery Garden build. Right. Okay. Literally a Gourgeist does not do it. I need more than just a Gourgeist. I need some playable cards. Okay, that's a playable card. We got a Trevenant. That's going to be a little bit of damage. Okay, so I need... All I need to win this game is Gourgeist Trevenant or Gourgeist Pokepad. That's it. We're going to draw 8 cards. We're going to see, what, 14 cards this turn? Oh, PDCGL, your sense of comedic timing is impeccable as always. All right, well, maybe they don't got it like that, right? You know, you never know, right? They might not got it like that. I guess I Wondrous Patch to the Trevenant? And then we go, yep, Stampede. Oh, this is just so indicative of everything that has gone wrong with Gourgeist. I don't know how many times I can say it, but Azul viewers, if you're watching this and you're like, damn, I wanted to see Gourgeist do well, it's just me. It is not Gourgeist that is the problem here. It is me. It is the fact that I'm playing this game. I'm not using the streamer client. That's my problem, is I should be using the streamer client and I'm not. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, so I win. I win the game if I just get a Gourgeist again. Okay, if I just get a Gourgeist, the game is over and I win. Oh dear God. Okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. I can prevent them from playing the game. This is insane. Okay, Pokepad out the Phantom. My options are not great. I also have, you know, 2 Hilda and 2 Ultra Ball and 2 of the thingy things. So let's see, if this is a Hilda, okay, this is a Hilda, now I have a choice to make. None of them are good. Because if I go into the dude that's bad, like if I go into this guy, they can't attack, but then I'm just kind of stuck. But how much damage am I doing? Actually, I'm doing enough. Okay, so I'm doing enough next turn to knock out the Slowking with Trevenant. The problem with this strategy is that it's going to put them back on even prizes, right? So I wanted to have them knock out 3 Gourgeist to win the game, but instead I'm in a situation where it's just like, oh, you have to knock out 1 Trevenant, then 2 Gourgeist to win the game. But Cursed Toots prevents them from attaching energy to the defending. You are the worst game ever made. This freaking game. I hate this game so much. All right, so if I can... I don't know if I have another air balloon, but I don't care. Okay, I'm going for the overwhelming pain. I do not care. This is... I have a switch. I have an air... I don't care, okay? I don't care what the right move is. I'm just putting everybody into play. I'm taking the knockout. God! Literally the next card. Yeah, so this is why I need to be like Azul and I need to be on the streamer client, but I'm not, unfortunately. You know, I'm on the regular boring client. But they are in a situation where they need Energy, Academy at Night, Wonders Patch. Okay, wait, that's a Cypher Maniac, so if they don't have the card they need in hand, that's really good. So they need like a 3-card combo off of the Cypher Maniac. Maybe they'll have a Fez as part of that, right? Maybe they'll Kangaskhan for like Wonders Patch Fez if they have a Fez. But they need, yeah, they have 2 pieces of it, but they need an Academy at Night. There is no way. Oh dear God. Okay, but oh my God. This game is going to be okay. So they can hit Trevenant in the active for a perfect KO. And then they can hit double Gourgeist, but that is fine. This is actually fine. Because I'm going to knock out their Slowking. They're only taking 1 prize. I'm going to knock a card out of their hand. And it turns out Ghostly Touch is kind of goated. But yeah, they have to hit double Gourgeist because remember, Shaman only protects non-EXs. So that's why they could hit them. It's like that doesn't protect non-EXs. All right, so... I just have to hunt the Slowking now, I guess. And yeah, I can put the Phantom down, which seems fine. The question is, who do I want to attach to? I guess I go Wonders Patch onto this guy, and then Telepathic on you. As much as I want to Lilies and try to find something, like I have game in hand, right? I just need to boss this Slowpoke or the Slowking, and then I win. Really, really helpful there, PDCGL. All right, so if you haven't watched the Chinchino gameplay video on YouTube, which is the previous video before this one, I believe that I played... Okay, that's fine. I believe I played against Gourgeist, and in that Gourgeist game, they hit... Back-to-back times they used Ghostly Touch. They hit the 2 cards they could not hit. So keep that in mind as I remind myself... Wait, as I can't remember the lyrics, but just keep that in mind as I hit their shaman and not their telepathic energy. But I think I win now, because I'm goated like that. Yeah, well, I explained in due time. All I know. Time is a valuable thing. Did you watch it fly by as the pendulum swings? All right, let's and Owen McCupcake. I'm gonna frost that cupcake for you. Press 1 if you want to see me frost Owen's cupcake. Yeah, see, this is what always happens. Every extended damage, Regis. Who are you? Are you Trust Your Pilot in disguise? All right, so there's a Frisky Ruins. Of course, we prized one. Well, I got the extent. So I guess this is if your opponent goes after Kangaskhan and doesn't knock it out, then you extended damage Regis. Ah, there we go. That's what always happens when I play Slowking, and it's why I shy away from it, even with all the good new cards like Metagross. Well, I mean, it's just Metagross. But I just always run out of steam. You always get in these situations. You get a fast start. You're like, oh my god, Slowking's amazing. And then it's like you get stamped or you get touched by a ghost. And it, it's one of those corporeal ghosts and their hands are all wet and slimy. And they're like, oh no, that's on purpose. It's like my feet are even wetter. And then you're like, what? That makes no sense. You're a ghost. Ghosts are supposed to be see-through. It's like, oh, I can pass through you, but you'll get wet all over if I do that. And you're like, that's horrifying.